Apostle John records in his gospel his account of the final day of Jesus' life. At this point, Jesus has been arrested, he's being falsely accused, and he has been delivered over to Pilate to receive political judgment for the accusations that the religious leaders have brought. In chapter 19, we read this account of Jesus in the hands of the Roman governor. Then Pilate took Jesus and flogged him, and the soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and arrayed him in a purple robe. They came up to him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they struck him with their hands. Pilate went out again and said to them, "See, I am bringing him out to you, that you may know that I find no guilt in him." So Jesus came out, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, and Pilate said to them, "Behold the man." Picture the scene. This man, Jesus, standing there before the crowd. He is bloodied and bruised. This crowd of accusers looks on with scorn, and he stands there donning a crown of thorns and a purple robe, a sorry spectacle. Frederick Leahy comments on this, and he says these words: "There he stood, his face bruised, swollen, and bleeding, and that thorny crown upon his head. He was so alone, friendless, forsaken, betrayed by all. That crown symbolized what sinful man thinks of Christ. He was not to be taken seriously. He was only fit for a stage play. They made him a carnival king and placed on him the stamp of derision. With this mock robe, this reed scepter, and this crown of thorns, he was made to look like a theatrical figure." It's easy for us as we read these accounts in the Gospels to feel a hatred for the scene and for those that are involved. For us to despise the plotting of the Jewish leaders, for us to be angry at the Roman soldiers and their violence towards Jesus. We have an outrage that wells up in us over the injustice that we read about, and a disdain for the cowardice of Pilate. But as we picture this account, this scene, when we see the thorns placed on his head and this robe draped over the bruised figure of Jesus, we would miss the point if we didn't see our own hands at work. See, this scene is not merely the working out of those that we read about here, but it is the result of sin for which all of us bear responsibility. We need to see our own hands placing the thorn on his head. This is the point, the irony of this scene, the upside-down reality for us as we think about it today is the one who looks there as this mocked king is really the king of the universe. He is bearing this royal garb of derision and foolish mockery precisely to achieve a royal pardon for sinners. All that Jesus had done and taught and performed up to this point, all the claims that he had made about being God, the Messiah, the sin-forgiving Savior, all of it comes to fruition as he dons these royal garments. This crown of thorns, it was twisted together by thorns. If you remember in our Bibles at the very beginning, when Adam and Eve sinned in the garden, bringing fall to all of mankind, the curse was brought forth that separated us from God. And the result of this curse brought brokenness to the world. And we read in the beginning of our Bibles that the Lord told the man Adam that thorns and thistles would bring hardship upon the earth. In the governor's court, Jesus is crowned in mock irony with a crown of thorns. It's the crown of the curse placed upon the head of Jesus. Jesus took upon himself the curse of sin. He suffered the blows of hatred, the sarcastic mockery of sinful man. Jesus standing there wearing the crown of the curse and the robe of mockery, bearing the bruises of the curse that had been promised. Pilate says, "Behold the man." We all should behold the man acting on behalf of sinners for a saving work. Jesus, in this sorry spectacle that we read about, he is reversing the curse. Brothers and sisters, this is what the Savior King looks like. Let us consider the beauty of his work for sinners like us to reverse the curse and bring us to God.